Hey everyone, and welcome to The Explainer. So today we're diving into a real classic, the sparkling, hilarious 1953 film, How to Marry a Millionaire. But, this isn't just about the glitz and the laughs. We're going to peel back the layers and see how this movie became this incredible story about technology, fame, and, believe it or not, psychology.
I know what you're thinking. That question right there. A bubbly, fun Hollywood movie and the father of psychoanalysis? It sounds like a stretch, right? Well, that's exactly the mystery we're going to unpack. And the answer tells us so much about what was happening in Hollywood and what we're really seeing when we watch a movie star.
Okay, so first things first, we gotta set the scene. It's the early 1950s and Hollywood is panicking. Why? Because of this new invention called television. To fight back, the studios had to go big. I mean, really big. And How to Marry a Millionaire was one of their biggest, splashiest bets.
And did that bet pay off? Oh, absolutely. The movie pulled in $7.3 million right out of the gate. Now, that might not sound like a blockbuster today, but in 1953, that was a monster hit, a certified success.
See, this film wasn't just trying to sell you a story, it was selling you an experience. It was only the second movie ever shot in this brand new technology called CinemaScope. It was this incredible widescreen format that made everything feel epic and immersive, something you just couldn't get on that little black and white box back home.
And the strategy was clearly a home run. The movie became the studio's second biggest earner at the time. The only thing that beat it? The Robe, which was the very first movie made in CinemaScope. So yeah, Hollywood knew it was onto something huge here.
But the movie's success wasn't just about cool new tech. No, it was also about the absolute supernova at its heart. To really get this film's impact, you have to talk about its biggest star, Marilyn Monroe, and the unbelievable year she was having.
I mean, seriously, 1953 was without question the year of Marilyn. It was just insane. She didn't have one or two, but three massive movies come out back to back to back. She kicked off the year with the thriller Niagara. Then came the iconic Gentlemen Prefer Blondes, and she finished it off with this film, which became her biggest box office hit yet. It was just a meteoric rise to the top.
In the movie, Marilyn plays this character named Pola, who's hilariously nearsighted. And her whole goal? Well, it's pretty much right there in the title. As she says, she's always dreamed of marrying a Rockefeller. It seems so simple, right? It fits perfectly with that dumb blonde character she was famous for. But is it really that simple?
And this is where our story takes a really sharp, kind of weird turn. Because while audiences were laughing at this charming gold digger, a lot of scholars and critics were seeing something else entirely. They started analyzing the Marilyn persona not just as a performance, but as this deeply complex psychological puzzle.
The tool they use for this is called the psychoanalytic approach. Basically, it means looking at a character, or in this case, a whole star persona, by breaking it down using the three main parts of Sigmund Freud's famous theory of personality.
So, Freud's idea is that our personality has three parts. First, you've got the id. That's the little devil on your shoulder, all your primal instincts, the part that just wants what it wants. Then you've got the superego, the little angel, which is your moral compass, full of society's rules. And then there's the ego, which is basically you, stuck in the middle, trying to negotiate a deal between the two.
So how on earth does this apply to Marilyn Monroe? Well, analysts point to all those famous traits of her on-screen character. That childlike innocence, the way her sexuality is presented as something she's not even aware of. The innocent clumsiness, like her character Pola bumping into walls because she won't wear her glasses. And of course, her very famous physicality. Through this Freudian lens, these aren't just funny quirks. They're seen as expressions of the id, these raw, unconscious desires just bubbling up to the surface in a way that seems cute and harmless.
And the analysis went even deeper. Some scholars even brought in another Freudian idea, the Electra complex. Now, this theory is about a daughter's subconscious competition with her mother for her father's love. Analysts have actually used this idea to look at Monroe's life, suggesting that her characters, and maybe even her real life, were all part of this search for a kind of father figure.
Okay, so we have the groundbreaking tech, the superstar, and this super deep psychological analysis. But there's one more piece to the puzzle, the Hollywood machine itself. And to really see how it works, let's pull back the curtain on a little bit of behind-the-scenes drama that just proves how much that industry has always thrived on chaos and gossip.
So just take this one supporting role, Mama Jean. In an early draft, it was this revolving door of huge stars. First, the one and only Judy Garland was set to play the part. Then, nope, she's out, and Eleanor Parker is in. And then, nope, Parker is out, and finally, another icon, Ginger Rogers, gets the role. It's just a perfect little snapshot of how, like one source said, this industry lives on gossip and scandal.
And all of that brings us right here, to our final thought. We started with a box office hit made to sell a new technology, we moved to the breakout year for a true legend, and then we went down a Freudian rabbit hole. It all leads to this question. When we look at an icon like Marilyn Monroe, what are we really seeing? Is it the person? Is it a brilliant crafted performance? Or is it something else? Is she just a blank screen where we project all of our own ideas and theories and desires? It's definitely something to think about the next time you watch a movie.